Hey, it's Scott. I'm making tomato cages today. I just wanted to show you guys how I'm doing this. So if you go to the local farm store and pick up a 16-foot piece of hog panel, it's 4 foot tall, 16 foot long, and if you take it and you cut 8 squares out, start on the fresh side there, and take your bolt cutter and cut to the inside of the next one, and if you cut at 8 squares, you can get 3 cages per panel. So then what I've done is I've taken my pliers and I have bent all the way down on the open end, and you want to keep the long wire running side to side to the outside, so you will bend your hooks to the inside. Alright, I will show you what I'll do next. I'm going to start putting my curve in it. Okay, I'm just using this rabbit cage. Right now I'm going to use the edge, the 2x4. If you got sawhorses, that'll work too. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the 2x in between, and then I'm just going to kneel down on the edges, and it bends fairly easy. So just start working your way down, and then you'll bring it out to the next square and continue on to the other side and get your curve, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I've made my first bend, so you can kind of see that the curve is going to start. So I'm going to do that through every one of the squares, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, I got both sides started on the ends. The middle is still straight, but you can see what I'm doing, and all I did is just kneel down, put your knee in one of the squares, and just work your way down the line. It only just takes a couple of seconds to bend them. Now I'm going to bend the middle part, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, middle part is still straight. I got the curves on both sides, and if you got a second person, this really does help. But all I'm going to do is stand in the middle, and I'm going to curl both sides towards me using my weight in the middle. If you have a tall sawhorse, that will work the best, and you don't have to lay it on the ground and bend it up, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, I got the middle pretty rounded. It's still not perfect, but I latched the first one of the loops right here, and I always stay to the inside, and I'll just work my way down, looping this. Like so. And just work your way down, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, I've got them in their place where they're going to be, all the way up and down. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our pliers and we're going to bend that over to this one, and just be careful when you're doing it. It is spring loaded a little bit, so if you want to actually attach one end to keep it in place from the very beginning when you're starting to connect them, you can do that also. Alright, I'm going to pinch them shut, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I got them all pinched shut. I saved the last one up on the top so you can see. I'm going to pinch that shut, so all you do is round them back around, and you just go up and down until they touch, and they'll be fine. See if I can do this one-handed, but I'll show you. Sorry about that. Just take your pliers and bend them in like that, and you'll be good. And I'll show you how to adjust it in 1 second. Okay, what I do is I usually just lay it down on the ground. Now all the loops are closed, it cannot move any further, and I usually just kneel down across the top of it and make it as round as possible. And after that's done, that's what they will look like. And I'll show you the finished product. Okay, now I'm done. I built 3 of them probably in about 15-20 minutes. And now what I will use a metal stake like that. I believe that's a 6-footer, 6.5, and I'll drive it in the ground in the garden up to the depth, the triangle there, and I will put the cage just as it's sitting there, and I'll just use a couple wire ties and go around it. And I don't know if you can see back there to my garden, but you can see my tomatoes, the ones I already had built. And that's it. If you're growing tomatoes and you're tired of buying the cheapy tomato cages for $10 for I believe about $18, you can build 3 of them and they will last you forever. Alright, I hope this was good information for you. Thanks.